What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. The Empress is in the building, y'all. What's going on? We're going to have Paul Johnson bring us in, honey. This is what you say when you got haters. When you got haters, you put on Paul Johnson. Feel my motherfucking bass in your face. Hey, that's the Chicago shit, girl. When you got them haters, honey, feel my bass in your face. What's up, everybody? I'll wait till everybody get in the building, y'all. What's up? Miss Vina? What's going on? You gotta break it down, y'all. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I had to get a little Chicago wretched for y'all. Y'all know how I do. Every once in a while, people make you feel a certain type of way, and you gotta let them know. You gotta turn that shit on loud. Feel my motherfucking bass in your face, bitch. Because, honey, if I'm over here shining, put on some damn sunglasses, okay? Because I'm not going to stop shining for nobody, baby. I'm sorry. What's going on, Lorraine? What's up, Miss Parks? Hello, Jolie. What's going on, girl? Miss Berna. Y'all. This has been a fucking week. Whew. That's all I got to say is whew. What's up, Natalie? Oh my goodness. I have had such one. First of all, welcome to all the new subscribers. Some of you all have left some wonderful comments and things like that inside of my inbox. I really do appreciate it. And I love the fact that you all are digging your girl over here. Y'all know I am not the normal Chinese drama reviewer at all, but I love that y'all like the way that I am. I really do. And that you all love the show that I put on every Saturday. And sometimes it is challenging in this climate that we're in right now for me to put on a smile and come out here and try to be happy when I know what's going on in the world, when I know a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? What's up, Vivian? What's up, Cynthia, Natalie, PA? What's going on, honey? I am just, it gets to be tough. Don't think that this job that I do on every Saturday is easy, because sometimes I am down in the dumps, depressed, just like everybody else is, baby. But I try to put a smile on my face because I know y'all coming here to see me. And I love the fact that y'all take time out of y'all day to come see your girl, okay? So, and honey, look, I know I have my preferences about certain things I talk about, and it may not rub everybody the right way, and I hope that nobody gets offended, but this is just who I am, and this is who I'm going to be, and I am never, ever gonna change, okay? I have to stay true to myself with things, but honey, this has been a week, and I'm gonna tell y'all about it. Baby, I got a demon across the street, a straight up fucking demon, and I'm gonna tell y'all how spiritual attacks work. Baby, this lady, first of all, we had a storm that came through Chicago this week, and it was pretty scary at first. Some of it destroyed. I'm quite sure you heard on the news that some of it destroyed some of the suburbs out on the outskirts of Chicago. We had pretty high winds. And y'all know I just got my fence done. And I literally hit my knees when the winds was coming, honey. I was like, Lord, just kind of like pass over, because you know a bitch is not rich and I cannot afford to get another roof. So because she's like, just let that shit go across my house, please. You know what I'm saying? And one of the branches on the front, on one of the trees out in front of my house, that is not really in front of my house, but on the side of the abandoned house that's next to me, it ended up breaking off and hitting my fence and bending some of the prongs that were on there. And I was like, what the fuck, you know? But before that, so you know that the fence got damaged a little bit, but it was nothing too bad. Anyway, it looked worse than what it really was. Anyway, this lady earlier in the week came across the street. I'd say the day before, came across the street, who I know don't like me. She don't speak. She don't say nothing. And in fact, if I do speak to any of the relatives that are over there at her house, you understand, she calls them and tells them, not to speak to me. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? This bitch comes up to my door and she sits up here and asks, could you tell me where you got your fence done? And I brought her the card to the contractor that did the fence or whatever. And I had this feeling that she wanted to come into the house. And I was like, you stay your ass right there on that porch. I'll bring the car to you. So she turns around and cuts her eye at me, looking me up and down. Yeah, I like what you're trying to do in the neighborhood. And I'm like, okay. All I did was fix my property. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but all right. Let her go across the street. Now, the storm comes, bends the gate. The next day, for some strange reason, because I guess Most High is working with your girl over here, the city came about 6 o'clock in the morning, which they never do this, because I prayed about this situation before I went to sleep. The city came and they cut down the tree and got it off of my property and cleaned up real nice. And they didn't do any other trees in the neighborhood other than mine. Okay. So I was completely outdone at this. All right. And I said to myself, okay, they cleared it away. I ain't got to worry about people asking me, oh God, what happened? Da 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 da. This woman later on in the day, as I was sleeping, my daughter was pulling up after coming from the dentist. My daughter catches her standing in the middle of the street staring at our gate, okay, by the tree. And my daughter was like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, huh? And I'm on the phone talking, and she's like, yeah, she's standing out here. And then as soon as she sees me drive up, she walks across the street. Later on, I said, there's something going on with this woman spiritually. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her. People who don't fuck with you start fucking with you. It's something going on, okay? So I go around my house, and I'm very spiritual, y'all, and more than you realize. I took sea salt and put it all around my property, around the cars and everything. I'm like, I don't know what this woman is carrying, what she's trying to do, but I'm finna go to work. Cause see, y'all gotta understand, there's more to me than meets the eye. So I sit up here and put sea salt around, and nobody was outside when I did this. Do you know this bitch? I happen to be sitting on my porch, just saying a quiet little prayer about putting up a protection thing around my house, and this woman comes to the barrier where I left, where the sea salt stopped, and stood there looking at me. And I was praying, and having to open my eyes, and I see her standing there. And I'm like, and this bitch with this crazy ass, gremlin ass grin on her face. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, were you meditating? I'm like, yeah, I just shook my head. And I'm looking at this bitch like I want to strangle her now, because now I know exactly what the hell I'm dealing with. She's sitting up here. I'll go back across the street then. I'm like, okay. Now you finna fuck with me now. So I said, oh, okay. We got demons across the street. It's time to bring out the big guns. I go get my black motherfucking salt. Okay? Now, if you don't know what black salt is, baby, that's a banisher of a hell of a kind. That's some down south shit. Okay? Now, she lets me know, oh, I'm not scared of you or what you can do. So my daughter comes out on the porch, and she sits down next to me. Now, me and my daughter are both looking at this bitch like, try something, oh, we gonna whoop your ass. Okay, we both mad at this point because we know this is not a normal type of interaction. This is a spirit interaction. This bitch comes up to the gate and she's rubbing on the gate. Can you tell me how you got the city to come and remove the tree so fast? This is exactly how she looked at us. I said, well, I went online and put in a report. Oh, I tried calling for my neighbors. Now, mind you, she got an abandoned house next to her house and a house where the Puerto Ricans stay, and they don't fucking speak to this bitch. So what? And ain't no tree down by. My neighbors wanted to know because they didn't have nobody to come and remove their tree. So I'm like, what fucking neighbors are you talking about? We live right across the street. I can see where your neighbors is. Okay? I just said, that's what they did. She said, well, they went right past the other trees. Why did they get your tree? And I just sat up there and said, I don't know. And that's exactly how I'm looking at it, right? So then she turns around and she sits up here and says, I know you mad about your fence. I said, actually, no, I'm not. It'll be replaced in a week. And I'm steady looking at her dead in her face. Me and my daughter are looking at this bitch like ain't no friendliness here. Okay? And then she gonna walk away. Well, such is life. And my daughter saw me get ready to get up and throw salt at that bitch. My daughter grabbed my arm. She's like, Mama. She said, that's something else. So I sat up there and I took the black salt and put it around the perimeter of the house, total house. And she walked the ass across the street. And when she tried to come back across again, you could see her. I'm like, oh, hell no, this shit is fucking real. I said, you know something? I said, now the Most High is basically letting me know, no, it wasn't me that tried to knock that, hurt the fence, because I'm the motherfucker that gave it to you. You got something else sitting on this block that don't want to leave, okay? And later on, another person, one of the Amazon people, my house is the most friendliest looking house on the block. Many of you all that have been inside of my Discord have seen the picture of my house. Friendliest house on the block, nicest house on the block. This Amazon person came toward the perimeter of where I put that salt at and would not come across. He gave my package to my neighbors and jumped in his car and drove off. Jasmine was like, what? My daughter's like, what the hell is going on? I said, baby, ever since the Lions Gate opened up, baby, August 8th, when that Lions Gate opened up, some things been unleashed out here, baby. People are going fucking berserk, losing it. These things are jumping in, folks. Okay, so be careful out there. I literally that was an attack. That was an attack, up close attack. That's letting me know, like, yeah, we ain't doing no subtle shit. We up close and personal with you. So when I tell y'all this, you have to stay prayed up. I know as a person that handles spiritual things in a certain type of way, I was basically being told in the prayer that I asked the night before why this is happening, what's going on. In other words, it's like, dust off your sneakers, bitch. Get ready to get off the sidelines. You've been sitting on the sidelines too long. It's time for you to get up and start working, baby. So now it's time for Pat to start getting back into what she used to do, which is I would get rid of things like that on a regular basis. That's what I used to do spiritually. You understand? And I took a back from it. And now I guess Spirit is saying it's time for you to step back up, put your uniform back on now, because these things is back out here in full fucking force now. And I mean, they coming up talking to you and they know exactly what the hell they are. All right. And I just couldn't believe it, because I knew it was a lot of people in the neighborhood that were kind of feeling a certain type of way because I was working on this house and making it look nice. And it was actually influencing other people to work on their properties. But I didn't know that I had a spirit that was across the street that really had an issue. I knew she had something with her, but I wasn't fucking with her like that. Okay. And she wasn't fucking with me. And I'm like, if you don't talk to me, I don't talk to you. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? But baby, y'all be careful out here. Stay prayed up. Understand that sea salt is a hell of a thing. You'll see some things. People will not come in your house because you put that barrier down there between you and whatever the fuck they're carrying. Okay? That's a real thing. All right? And my daughter saw it for the first time in her life, literally do what it was supposed to do, and that's to keep people that are fucked up away from you. All right. But anyway, back to where y'all came here. I had a fucked up week, y'all. It was crazy. This shit was the craziest shit ever. Okay. And mind you, she's like, oh, now I went and got the tree cut down. This bitch wanted to come back across the street. Oh, you cut it down. I said, yeah, that's how I get rid of things. I eliminate them completely. And she ran her ass on in her house. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with you, but bitch, keep fucking around across the street with Pat, and I'm gonna send your ass back to hell where you belong, where my fucking goddamn fuel engine thong on back to hell to your fucking maker. I don't play no shit like that. Them spirits are real. Okay, very, very fucking real. And they are jumping in, folks. I've seen so much crazy stuff even happening on the highway. People are just nuts right now. And it's getting stronger and stronger. And even with this stuff happening with our government, with them talking about now you need a third pokey and shit, I'm like, we just gonna become fucking drug addicts here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't understand any of this that's going on. It's getting real weird out here, y'all. But understand there's nothing that God cannot fix nor get rid of. And you literally have to. I'm not afraid of those type of things, Miss Shirley, because that's what I used to do. I used to help people get rid of shit like that. So that's the reason why, to a certain extent, I don't like horror flicks. You want to see a horror flick? If you would have been standing there watching that shit would have watched you. You would have felt like you were watching a goddamn horror flick happening in front of your face. Those things happen, and people tend to think that spiritual things are with horns and a devil standing there licking his tongue out at you. No, 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 no. That's not how attacks come. Attacks come very subtly at you with a smile on its face. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that's gonna make you feel flustered or aggressive or upset. You're gonna automatically be ready to fight. No, they're sneak attacks. Honey, the enemy don't tell you it's gonna show up and fuck you up. It just fucks you up. And you have to be ready for that. There's a reason why I keep myself to myself, okay? And a lot of people sit up here like, girl, I don't know how you deal with that. I have dealt with it since I was a kid. I can see things with people constantly, okay? It says, great advice. He says, the veils are very thin right now. They are so thin to the point these people are walking. You can just see it on them. You can just see it on them. You know somebody, as soon as they walk in the door, they finna do some shit. You seen it pop on even on your children or on loved ones. You can see it. You understand? So you literally have to have your tools ready. Sea salt, black salt, baby, it's some holy water. It's all of that, everything. Honey, that red brick is something else, baby, to keep some spoiled spirits away from you. I've had people, when I used to live in apartments, I had people tell me, no, I'll wait outside. That's what let me know that they was on some bullshit. You wait outside? See, I know what I put around my house. You can't see it. It's in plain view. But I know what's in front of my house. I know what I do. And it also tells me who you are. Oh, you're one of them. And then they realize you're you. And many of them step up off of me really, really quick. They don't want to have no confrontation, just like the Amazon person in the car. They gave my shit to another person. And even my neighbor was like, I've never seen nothing like that. He threw the stuff at me so quick and ran off. I was like, yeah. I said, well, thank you for getting my package. I appreciate it. And I told my daughter what happened. I said, honey, this barrier ain't no joke. I done seen people walk around my house, go across the street and come back around and walk. Okay? So understand, the veils are thin, the Lion's Gate is open, and that effect is going to be there for a very long time. And you're seeing the repercussions of it happening right now. If you've noticed the uptick in people going out shooting folks and things like that, this is not a time to be protected right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Watch where you're going. Watch who you're talking to. Stay out of a lot of different conflicts. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good Samaritans are getting hurt trying to go to the rescue of other people. Be careful. Okay? Please do. I know we watch a lot of Chinese dramas and we think things are, that's magical and fancy. God does not work with sparkles and fucking, glitter. He's not going to show up. Here. That's not how this works. And I really I want to shake people when they think of how God shows up. God does not show up in that kind of way of you watching the movies. He shows up very subtly and lets you know things. Just like I was sitting up here thinking I did something wrong in his eyes, the reason why he destroyed the fence. He's like, and it was very clear. He said, baby, I didn't give you a fence to destroy it. And he let me see. It's the evil eyes and the people around you who are jealous, who like this neighborhood looking like a fucking shithole, who like living in squalor and depression. They're cool with that shit. They don't like it when another energy comes and shakes shit up. And sometimes because you are a person who has a certain type of energy, you realize your energy can change your whole neighborhood. I've watched it happen here. My energy alone has changed this block. Ain't nobody standing around no more. This ain't the block where twerking on cars and all that shit is cool no more. All right, people stand around drinking and just standing there. Now I can't do nothing about the people who got a mental issue with riding up and down the street 100 fucking times. I don't even know why would you get a car, brand new fucking car to ride up and down the street like every 3 blocks. You just in a circle. Chicago is fucking huge. There's plenty of places you can go, but that's some mentally ill shit. But I've watched this neighborhood go from people hanging on the corners to it being like a fucking suburb. Trust me, your energy, you coming into a situation can change a place. I've watched it on jobs. My energy changes everything. I'm lively, I'm happy, I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm fair about a lot of things, I'm down to earth, but there's something about me that lets the assholes that's in the crew know, oh, the bullshit is over with, baby. And this one ain't gonna go. This one's not gonna deal with what we usually do. And that particular woman across the street was the center of all of that shit. So when she turned around and said to me, yeah, I like what you're trying to do in the neighborhood. See, only me and the Most High know I've been praying about this neighborhood. So she let me know, and he let me know by her opening up her mouth. This is your problem. This bitch right here got something strong with her. And she wants to come up against somebody, but she don't understand coming up against some of God's people is a bad thing, because you might wake up and your whole motherfucking house on fire and don't know why. You understand? You might wake up and something goes wrong. That little nephew that you sitting up here trying to cover who's selling drugs might end up motherfucking dead today. You don't know. So that's the reason why you let God kind of fight those kind of battles. But if you can try to protect yourself to a certain extent, do it as much as you possibly can. You'll see some strange shit happen. People will not come in your house with that sea salt, baby. That's carrying bullshit. It says your good spirit deserves that evil energy. That's why they had a natural to the eye, and they do not understand why someone may not like you for no apparent reason. Yes, it's very true, Delana. I know most people, you know what I'm saying, think I'm weird as fuck. And then I know with her particular family, the daughter's like, it's something different about you. Hey, you know, you kind of creepy. I'm only creepy to motherfuckers that understand exactly what I am. Who understood exactly what my mother was before me. That torch got passed down to me when she was in the hospital. When you looking at a spiritual warrior, yeah, I might be creepy to you. You understand? What's going on, ladies? But anyway, that was off the cuff. I'm sorry about that, but I had to tell y'all about my crazy ass week, because that had me very unsettled on the spirit, because I'm like, I've never really seen them. I've had dogs and animals that want to keep that's in an evil place show their aggressiveness, like rah, 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 bitch, you know I'm here, don't you? You know I'm here to get that shit out that basement, don't you? You understand? And they go berserk and crazy, like, this dog is never acting like that. They know why I'm here. I'm about to unsit some shit. Okay. But that's something that I put behind me, because I noticed that a lot of people that got to know me would only want to know me and use me like a ladder's lamp. What's going to happen to me? Do you know what's going to do this and this? And that's the reason why I never really let people know this is what I did. Okay. So I kind of hid that persona. But anybody that comes around like, oh, when you just come into a room, it's just something about you that just commands attention. I'm like, no, it's not. I don't feel like that. But people say, yes, it is. It's something about you. It's something about you that chills the shit in certain people who have been doing things, bad things, for a long time. That's why I tell y'all, I've always been the Achilles heel to evil shit on the job. I'm the one that meets the bully at the door. And that's the first one running up in my fucking face talking about, well, this is how things are going to go. Is that so? You understand what I'm saying? So y'all keep your eyes open, because things are about to get real supernatural around this motherfucker real soon. Real soon. And y'all need to understand, this is not a game anymore where we are in the world right now. These things are not happening for no reason. These natural disasters are not happening for no reason. This earth is being prepared for something, and something you guys can't even comprehend if I was to tell you. And the forces are there trying to stop this process, and there's nothing they can do to stop it personally. But I need y'all to understand and see God in the small things that's happening around you. That God does not use glitter and fucking fog and all that shit. Don't expect that. Expect it in the subtle ways. Very subtle. And then some people do get supernatural shit that happens. I've had it happen. Okay? It's things that I could literally tell you and you be like, that woman's crazy. But I know I experienced these things myself. And some of you all have experienced things that you can't tell people straight out because they look at you like, are you fucking nuts? Are you smoking some shit? That's got to be some good shit you smoking, because I have never heard of nothing like that. But it has happened to you. Okay? So while y'all here, the dramas that I am watching, and none of them have any fantasy in them, which I do miss very much. But I've been watching, of course, The Devil Judge, honey. It is so fun. Honey, did y'all see the bug-eyed bitch trying to get back at our judge? Oh my gosh. When she was standing there holding the thing, rubbing it, holding the thing, she had caught one of his minions that he uses to get information on people and had him, she did him dirty. She did him dirty. But our prime minister, she called herself trying to pull this crazy bug-eyed bitch's card, and she had a choice. Go with our devil judge and have him help the situation, or deal with what this woman was talking about. And she chose to go her own route, which was kill herself. And in the midst of that, we got this little female police officer that likes the little young judge. And she's got a bad habit of pulling out a gun and pointing it at people. And I'm like, that's just bad. You don't, first of all, just gun safety automatically. And unless you're going to use that motherfucker, don't pull it out. Please don't. Because she is about getting on my nerves. When she ran into that boy, that political boy that's out there beating up innocent people and pulled a gun on him, yeah, you fired it, but are you ready to kill a motherfucker is the question. No, you weren't. When a motherfucker can sit up here and talk to you and get you all up in your face, you're not ready to kill nobody. She tried to act tough. She's a hothead. She runs in without thinking, and that is a recipe for disaster when you're dealing with high-tech, evil people that are in this drama. Recipe for disaster. Somebody with a gun that's stupid. Okay? I just couldn't with her. I was just like, I just want to run through my TV and kick this bitch in the forehead. Now, mind you, these two, the little female police officer and the young judge, supposedly grew up with each other. Now, I don't know if they, I know she likes our young judge, but it's like their relationship is, yeah, I grew up with you, I like you, but we ain't really trying to get with each other like that. Then it switches up to, I'm trying to get up with you, but I'm not trying to get with you. I'm like, come on, can somebody please help me with this shit? Because it's getting a little bit irritating. It's not cute to watch. It's irritating as shit to watch. And then you get mad because you love your man, you love this guy, and you see that this situation with this prime minister getting killed is a high profile thing. Your boy's in a room with the judge and all this shit. It don't look good. And you mad because you got to clean up a couple of fingerprints, bitch. Hey, I love my boy. I'm going to make sure he don't get no trouble and let it go. Instead, you want to sit up here and go off and stomp off and be stupid. The acting in this at times makes you just want to like, girl, come on. All right. Where is the real reality of this? And to me, in this particular drama, the judge does not underestimate this bug-eyed bitch, this bug-eyed chick. He don't underestimate her. He just doesn't. I didn't think he thought that his ability to play on her feelings was, I don't know why he thought he could play on this woman's feelings well enough to get her to do what he wants, to do what he wants her to do. I didn't get that off of her, and I wouldn't have went that route as trying to, rub on her face and the chest and give her a little small feeling. She was gone for about 2 seconds, but somebody that evil gonna come back real quick. She don't really got no feelings for him to mess with like that. But he tried to pull it. But when she killed his minion that he had, the little guy he had, I felt for him, and she shot him. So that's where this situation kind of ended that, and I think today is the day they're gonna upload probably 2 more episodes of this, but it depends on how fast Vicky is going to sub it. But this show is really good. I have to say it is intriguing. I hate that I find these shows that they are just steady uploading, and I can't just sit and binge the whole thing because every episode is really good and leaving you wanting more. It really does. You know what I'm saying? She said she's trying to be a macho cop. No, she's being a stupid cop, Miss Shirley. Because I don't know any cop that the person is talking to you on the phone telling you what you need to know, but you're so quick. Oh, well, I'm gonna write over there right now and do this. No, you don't, you stupid bitch, because you listen to what the fuck everything is being said before. That's the reason why they won't let her in. And the judge told, you need to let this bitch go. And I'm right there with the judge. Yes, let this bitch go. She is hot-headed, does not think, and she just goes off half-cocked. How did you get to be a cop in the first fucking place? You have got to play your cards right, especially when you're dealing with high-profile people. You just can't be a stupid ass. And she's just to the point you just want to choke her. Okay? I'm like, I understand you tough. You can flip a couple of motherfuckers every once in a while, but you also have to think. And she does not think. And that's what makes me not want her to be with our young judge, because she's not worth it. You know who I really want him to be with? The girl in the wheelchair. Even though she thinks of him like he's like her dad. You know what I'm saying? But I like their relationship more than I like the relationship between him and the cop. I like their relationship together. You know what I'm saying? And the girl is really smart. She is. I love her. And she's about as evil as her fucking uncle, the judge. She got an attitude just like them. And they got rights to feel the way that they want to feel. But as you can see in the drama, what's happening now is that the bad side is about to get a little bit of leverage going on, and they're going to hit our judge below the belt. I'm quite sure they're going to get him off the show, which that's the worst thing you could possibly do to a person like that, because now you cannot watch him and what he's doing. So they're going to play right into the judge's hands on that one. Okay, the other show that I've been watching is Stand By Me. Now, I feel like everybody from Love and Redemption just got hired again and switched up with the characters. This show is not giving me, the storyline is cool. I have to say it's mediocre. It's not stellar at all. The actors are doing a really good job. Now, some of the storyline is okay. But what I see is there is a young emperor who had to kill a few people to get where he's at. And there is a Uric. And he had to be the Uric from one of the shows that I like so much. Oh my goodness! Anyway, he acted old in this. Now, I can't even believe him as an old man with white hair, because first of all, his skin looks amazing. He's still too damn cute even with white fucking hair, and he don't come off as an old man to me. Okay, he just doesn't. He comes out as, I'm kind of overacting, and I don't know if you all are getting that same feeling too. Like, this part as the evil Uric is just, it's not sitting. It's not believable for his particular aesthetic. It's just not. But we're going along with it as the viewers. And to me, every time he is on screen, it's just, this shit is not believable. After the different performances he's done inside of all the other dramas that we have seen him in, this particular character does not fit him well. It's like looking at a woman with a fucked up wig on. It really is. It's like, I've seen her in cute hair, but it's just not working for me. And that's exactly how I feel with him in this. You know what I'm saying? I love that he's calm and everything, and it's nice. But honestly, a person like Daddy Wong plays better. He plays better as an evil Uric. I would believe him as an evil Uric. You want to know why? Because Daddy Wong from the Rebel Princess, he got that way about him that's just so evil. You just like calm, cool, collected, don't nothing shake him. And in this, yes, our guy he's that way, but it's not believable. I would take him better as a younger actor or a younger character or a prince or something like that, that is love, got love thing going on, or scorned by love. I can believe him in those characters. I cannot believe him as this York. I really can't. He's too young. That's one position he's too young for. I'm sorry. But anyway, he's the evil Yurik who's controlling this young emperor. This young emperor desperately wants to be able to be free and not under the control of this Yurik, which I don't understand. How is it that these emperors let these Yuriks get this much power to the point that they damn near running the whole entire place, and they weren't even born into royalty. These men ain't even got no way. Okay? They can't do nothing but evil at this point. They can't have no sex. They can't do shit. Okay? But I digress on that one. But he is running things. He's got a daughter that thinks she's slicker than a can of oil. I'm getting sick of her as the show goes. I've been watching this, and I'm about 5 seconds from just wanting to choke her through my TV. You understand? And then we have our other girl who plays as a sister in Love and Redemption. She is the sword. She's supposed to be guarding our emperor, who is what is his name? Wu Feng from Love and Redemption. You understand? And I love him because when he was the guard inside of Rise of the Phoenix, I only watching this because I loved his performance in Rise of the Phoenix as Neyi, as the guard in Rise of the Phoenix. That's the only reason why I'm showing this show any kind of love, because I love him as an actor. Okay. But he's slowly but surely falling in love with our sword girl, his sword guard or whatever, and it's cute and all. There's a big storyline going on here where you got one prince sitting off that got cast off. They got all of these different sets trying to come together, not sets, but groups of people trying to come back to be able to overthrow this Yurik or whatever. And it's just a lot going on in this. And at times I'm like, it's not tickling my fancy enough to watch it, but I'm watching it because of you guys, because it is a new costume show that's on. And like I said, because I like the lead actor in this and I want to see where it goes. I don't know how many episodes that I can stick through. I may end up putting it down because the movement of it is not fast enough for me. But I do like the intrigue and the politics that is going on inside of this to a certain extent. It says you have to try it out. Now the other show that it's not a show, it's a movie. It's called what is it called? sKira-kun's Today. Now that's on Viki.com, y'all. This movie is about a boy who has a terminal illness. He's a cool kid who runs into a not so cool kid that everybody calls a bird girl. She wears her hair underneath over her eyes so you really can't see her. And I think during the time where this girl was watching birds, she saw this cool kid have a breakdown out in one of the parks and basically find out that his secret is that he is terminally ill and he is going to die, and he's always been sick as a young person, and that's the reason why he was usually a troublemaker and stuff like that. And he finds this young girl that is a very smart girl, loves animals, and they click together. Somebody was trying to bully her. Somebody was trying to bully someone else, and this guy basically stands up for some of the bullies and things like that. And this particular girl, she hears what's going on with him, and she says, "I will love you forever and stay with you," and stuff. And it looks real weird. I would be like, "What the fuck?" Okay. I'm having issues over here. I'm trying to be on the roof by myself, feel sorry for myself. You're weird. Goodbye. That would have probably been my reaction at first, but it was his reaction initially. But over time, he looks at this girl and he starts to talk to her. She starts to stand up for herself as far as being bullied. And he starts to actually get to know her and realize she's a fun person. She's a sweet girl, just very awkward and standoffish and shy. Real, scary child. The one thing about this movie is that they know each other for 3 days, and then all of a sudden, they're in love. He's out in the street with a shirt off, telling her his whole story and vow to love her forever. And then after that, there's a couple other things that happen, and then they're in the church vowing to get married. I was like, this show accelerated so fucking fast. This movie accelerated so fast. I was like, I'm getting whiplash watching all this. I'm like, damn, okay. been put off by You Love Me after 2 days. You nuts? Then I really would have been put off that after a few months, you used to standing in the church. Well, let's get married. It was weird. But anyway, it's a good show. It's a tearjerker. I have to sit up here and say I was crying through this entire show. I did cry through it. It was really, it is a tearjerker. So it's called it's called Tara's Cons Today. It is on Viki and it is a movie. I've been checking out some of their movies too because some of these dramas is just, they're just not pulling me in to sit through all of them. You really have to be a good show to get me in. The reason why I liked this particular movie is because from the first 5 minutes of it, it had me. And I was sitting there watching it, laughing and feeling good about it. It took me someplace else for my problem. So if you want to catch that, it's a heartfelt one. It's a tearjerker, but it's still a good show. So I'm going to be watching some more movies and things like that, things that I can review relatively quick other than some of these other things. Now, you are my, what is it, Glory? I'm okay. I gotta watch it. I'm gonna give it a fair rating. First 2 episodes, I was laughing at it because she was smart enough to get the cute ass guy over to her house and shit. That was cute, but it's just not grabbing me the way I want a drama to grab me. So I'm still gonna check it out. I'm not gonna give my full review on it right now because I have not gotten far enough to give it a fair show. And it's moving kind of slow to me, and I'm not a gamer, so I'm not into that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So far, the storyline seems to be slightly stupid, but I'm gonna stick with it, y'all. I love Miss Del Reba. I'm hoping that this is a good show. I think a lot of people are watching it because the guy's cute, she's pretty. They got some kissing scenes and stuff like that. So I just want to see how it works out. It says I know it's Viki. Yes, Viki does have a lot of movies now, so you need to check them out. But I am definitely going to give my true thoughts on Miss Del Reba's new show soon coming up. So does anybody have any questions for me? I wanted to try to make this a short show because like I said, I pump myself up for this show. I really do. You know what I'm saying? But I have regular fucking problems just like everybody else do and regular issues. And sometimes with this stuff going on right now, I know everybody's feeling a little bit of depression to a certain extent, a little bit of, I don't want to watch TV right now because everywhere you turn, your phone is going off showing you somebody got shot, mass shootings here. There's no good news nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's very clear that hokey pokey is not working. Now they want to do a booster, and everybody knows that a lot of immunizing people, you can hurt the body with too much of that. Okay. You know, if you got vaccinated, if you didn't get vaccinated, that's on you. But the whole point is that when you start talking about third shots, now you're throwing shit against the wall to see what sticks, and that is very scary to me because we all know you can't take vaccinations back to back no more than I could take some aspirin. Okay, a perfect example: Advil for migraines. They tell you on the bottle. Please do not take no more than 4 of these motherfuckers. If you take more than 4 of these motherfuckers, we're not responsible for what happens to you. Okay? It's some people that might push their point and take them 4 and be somewhere in the corner going, okay? Or something goes bad or they fall the fuck out because this too much of something can hurt the body. Okay? It's very scary what's going on here and very frightening with the mandates that they're talking about. That means they're talking about, and if you don't follow, what are they going to do here? I mean, really? Are they going to lock your ass up? And you got so many people that's cool with this shit. You know, hey, yeah, let's mandate, find you another job. Well, from what I see, they're going to hurt themselves because I think in Florida, one of the commanders of the police sat up there and said, well, if you don't want to get this, then you can find you another job. And that's cold because right now you got people going crazy right now. You got people riding up and down the street like they done lost their fucking mind. You got people killing their kids. You got people doing all kind of crazy shit. And now you're going to put a mandate on them that might cut your workforce in half. You already got people talking that the nursing area, the healthcare area is already taking a hit because they're talking about man, and people are saying, you know what, no, fuck you, fuck the patients. I'm going home. I got a life. I cherish my life. I don't want no parts of this. And now they're talking about now they need help inside the hospitals because everything is over. You know, people are coming in getting sicker and sicker. That's vaccinated and unvaccinated. So what are you doing? You're handicapping yourself. If there's not enough people to work, how you gonna help the sick people? If there's not enough people to take care of crime, that means you and me are at risk. Regular law-abiding citizens are at risk for crazy motherfuckers running up in their shit doing crazy shit. I really feel like this is going to be one of those situations where, you know, we got to walk this one out, because even in China, they're locking down completely. In fact, they're not even, we're about to get hit with the shipping issues in America because they are cutting down their biggest port as far as supplies are concerned from China. They're saying, we fucked up over here. Y'all going to have to figure out some shit on your own. Y'all buying shit, we ain't got time to deliver it. That's where they're at right now, because that's really hitting them right now. So we're worse off than we were last year at this time. And now you want to open up the schools. And this is where I got to say something about parents. They want to put something in your child's body that may and may not agree with it. That's a toss up in the air you taking with your babies. They're not really telling you the real study numbers at all. They just want their world back. They want the money to come back. They want you to go party. They all about the party and the good times. Ain't nobody giving a fuck about your health, okay? Or your children's health. Because if your child dies, it's you sitting there rocking back and forth because you took them to some place to get something, or they got sick, and you are the parent that's dealing with this. And you can't sue anybody. You can't do anything. They're not paying attention to that. All they want is their world back. And as a parent, I'm sorry, my child means more to me than my own breath. I wouldn't be sending my child back to school right now. This is worse than it was last year. I wouldn't be doing it. Sorry, I can't. And at this point now, I'm sorry that's just me. I'm not into putting my children out for the slaughter. Go back upstairs, sweetie. You understand? It says my neighbor works in a law firm and said that an employee does not have to take vaccine if she would be out of a job. Yeah. And they're making it where the legal area it is going to be a hard case to pull with this. They're trying to tie the hands of the legal area where you just gonna have to do it. Now, this is where I have a problem with this whole situation is that in the beginning you were asking people to do it, then you were bribing people to do it. Now you ordering and threatening people to do it. Do you find something wrong with this narrative? I find something very wrong with this narrative. You at first ask, then you trying to give me money, bribing me. Now you threatening me. And now you want to try to break people financially into doing this. Something's very wrong with this. Oh, and don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. Okay. It's something wrong with this. And this is where common sense, or a lot of people are not using their common sense, is saying, something's very wrong here. And when something's that wrong, and you walk into a room, you got to ask yourself this. Now, this was not even a vaccine. This was a cookie. I'm here with my cookies. Hi, have a cookie. You say, no, I'm okay. I'll give you $1 if you eat it. You're going to look at me like, bitch, what's wrong with the fucking cookies, huh? Okay. Then I come back and you say, no, that's okay. And then y'all come back and say, eat the motherfucking cookie, bitch. And what? You're going to look at me like, what's wrong with this bitch and her cookies? Am I lying? You're going to ask me, is something wrong with this bitch and these motherfucking cookies? And you're going to get the fuck away from me because clearly it's something wrong with me. It's something wrong with that cookie that she's trying to force on me. Okay? At the end of the day, I'm tripping on this shit. And then they say, no, then, okay, you eat the cookie. You ate the cookie. Now have another one. This cookie really didn't taste that good, and I'm struggling with this one. Go take your cookie, get the fuck away from me. No, you gotta eat this one. Something's wrong here, okay? If this was anything else, half the people in America will be up in arms. But because this variant is here and they're still not really telling you where the variant originated from, and I have a problem with that. They're just saying, oh, it just evolved into this. How did it evolve into this? Nothing just evolves into something. It's just like a sore that you have, and your mama tell you stop bothering it because you're gonna infect it. And the more and more you bother it, it gets infected. There was something that happened there. There was an action that was taken to make it worse than what it was. Correct? Something happened to make this variant a little bit more stronger than it was before, and they're not telling anybody that. Only the people in the labs know what happened. And if they did know what happened, they're not going to tell you that, we could have left it a regular COVID, but when we made this fucking vaccine and started giving it to motherfuckers and, the Johnson Johnson and all these other motherfuckers things, we kind of fucked up and made this motherfucker a super virus. You understand? They would tell you that. They wouldn't tell you that. But there's some type of reaction that happened. Now, granted, some of us have some hellified germs on us, okay? And some people, it's a lot of stars that I done seen that's walking around talking about how they don't wash their ass until they see dirt. I don't know where they do that at. That's some weird shit. And then there's certain countries like India where, deodorant is not a thing, and the sanitation part is not all that good. And all these different places are not like America, where we got things that working a little bit more cleaner than other places. And there's possibility that, you know what I'm saying, that it could have came in contact with a hell of a super germ. There's people out here eating shit they ain't supposed to be eating. Okay, some motherfuckers are out here eating squirrels, and some people out here eating chipmunks. Those things are not supposed to be eaten by humans. Okay, they're supposed to keep running around and live their life. But as far as I'm concerned, you have got to start thinking for yourselves about this, because I don't know where this is going, but my spirit feels it's not going in a good place. And then people ask you, are you vaccinated? Are you not vaccinated? Just tell them you vaccinated. And they be like, oh, okay, good. And then just tell them that. Just say I'm vaccinated. Even though you said you're vaccinated by the blood of Jesus. Or don't say nothing at all. Change the fucking subject. Okay? I don't know how this is going to end up, but I got a bad feeling, ladies. This is about to blow up in our federal government's face. They are drawing a hard line that a lot of these strange hillbilly people are not going to take very well. It's not going very well over in Paris right now. It's not going over very well in the UK at all. Okay? So I don't know how this is going to go, but I have a funny feeling, because our government is being quite tight-lipped right now, that they're going to try to push it and say that the FDA is going to go ahead and approve it for mandatory use. And we're going to see how well this is going to go, but I got a real fucked up feeling about this. And it keeps telling me that we going down a bad road with this one. And even if they do make it mandatory, Delta is not responding to that vax. It's not. And all they're going to do is make another one that's going to come back even stronger than it. You just can't keep shooting yourself up with shit. I'm telling you, we getting into drug Advil. You can't keep doing that. What is that going to do to your body? So at this point, y'all, right now, all I have to say is that that's what's been bothering me and keeping me in a low frequency. But don't let it keep you in a low frequency, because that's what they want. They want you to be at a low frequency so they can feed off of that. So that's the reason why on Saturday I try very hard to keep you all smiling and laughing and looking at other things that are happy right now. That's why I say, if you got a day where everybody in your house is okay, there's nothing really wrong. It's Saturday. You know what? The bills are gonna be there. Crazy shit's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But in your complete vicinity right now. Everything is all good. Everybody's happy. Everything is, you're laughing, you're joking, you feel good today. Be happy in that, because a lot of people are not. A lot of people are fucked up right now. Says check out the movie Kung Fu Hustle. I've seen that. I've seen that. That is so good. I love that show. That shit had me dying laughing. You know what I'm saying? And they said, yeah, like it came from India. It did come from India. And like I said, the sanitation is not all that great over in India. So you don't know exactly what's been going on. AstraZeneca was over there being given to people pretty heavy. And you don't know what those different things played. You know, you're mixing chemicals and germs together, and we all just doing patty cake with this. Because like I told y'all before, the mRNA is a new technology. They've been testing it, yes, on things that are already been noted. Polio, pneumonia, those things we've been dealing with that for years. COVID just stepped on the scene. They don't know enough about this shit to be doing any of the things that they're doing. They're hot. It's called hot boxing. Any of my smokers out here know what hot boxing is. That's when you stand outside. It's 100. It's like 10 degrees outside in the wintertime, and you doing a cigarette like this. You take 2 smokes off that motherfucker, and then you put it out to get that hit of a cigarette. You hot boxing a vaccine. You still gonna want the whole cigarette, but you got to smoke it quick because you can't stay out there that long. Okay, that's why you see smokers outside smoking. You understand? And they put that motherfucker out quick. And that you're hot boxing. Normally you'd be outside for 10 minutes and smoke a cigarette. You sitting up there killing your lungs trying to get a couple of puffs off a cigarette to deal with idiots upstairs. Okay? That vaccine does introduce virus so you can get up immunity and you get it so you be sick, won't die. That's what they say. That's what they say. That's what they say. But I also been in a hospital and I've heard a lot of things that they don't say. That's a way to sell it to you. But at the end of the day, I done seen a lot. I done been in this position a lot of people have been in, than Natalie. And I'm going to tell you, when you're inside that hospital, it's a whole nother ball game, baby. It's a ball game that's so fucking frightening. It'll want you run. It'll want you. You will want to run the fuck up out of there. But your loved one needs these people's help, even though you find out real quick it ain't much they can give to your loved one but some oxygen and some fucking saline solution. I'm sorry. I've had real experiences with viruses that they know nothing about. And when you get there and you find that shit out, your heart goes to your motherfucking feet because you thought you was someplace where you get some help. They're gonna give you some intravenous, couple of maybe some antibiotics, maybe some vitamins, not much of anything. They're just gonna let you sit in the bed and charge you a whole lot of money for it. And give you some oxygen. And that's the sad truth. And anybody who's been in the hospital for this shit knows I ain't lying. They ain't finna do nothing magical. You make it, you don't, you don't. And with this new variant, they don't know what the fuck this shit is. And they don't know what kind of turn it's gonna turn because you're dealing with nature. Can you tell me when a fucking tornado comes down, do you know which way it's gonna go? Is it telling you, bitch, I'm going down this way down here past your house? I might jump over your house. It's not giving you any kind of directions when you're dealing with nature. You just may luck up and so far that storm goes over you. It may tear up your neighbor's whole house and they don't have a house. That's the thing about dealing with nature. But I digress, y'all. Like I said, those are different things that I tend to think about a whole lot. And I know that where we're going is not a good place. And I know where we're going as a complete human race is quite frightening. It's quite frightening. My vaccine I didn't give my younger ones till he was 7. That child is allergic to everything. Exactly. If you know your children are allergic, like I am allergic to certain things and certain medicines, I cannot fuck with none of that shit. I'm not gonna say, oh, you can take it, bitch. You don't live in my body. I have taken a Valium and that shit knocked me on my ass. And I'm not talking about in a good way. I threw up for 2 days after taking a Valium. And that was for what? They did surgery on my mouth. I cannot take that type of shit. I can't even take Tylenol or codeine without being knocked the fuck out, throwing up constantly. I'm talking about projectile vomiting. Baby, I'm not gonna play no games, especially not with my babies. Let my daughter come here. I ain't gonna take her. No, bitch, me and you gonna fight. We gonna be some rolling around this motherfuckers. Not my grandbaby, you're not. You can let somebody else play motherfucking goddamn research baby with somebody else's kid, but you're not gonna do that with mine. See, this shit is literally breaking up families. I don't need to be inside the Chicago Board of Education schools that don't teach you shit, wasn't teaching shit when I was there or when my mama was there, any of my relatives, to have my grandbaby sitting up in their motherfucking place. See, a lot of these things is, a lot of these parents are sick of their fucking badass kids. They have gotten a full load of who the fuck they are. And they don't like it. They don't like these little motherfuckers they done made. They want to go back to school. Go back to school so you get out my hair. School is not a fucking babysitting camp. And what they're teaching there is bullshit anyway. And how you know it's bullshit? Because once your ass gets to motherfucking college, you find out you don't know a motherfucking thing. You could have skipped literally high school and went to college straight from 8th grade if you had good grade school teachers. Because, honey, high school didn't do nothing but teach you how to deal with motherfucking bullies and sluts. That was a social experiment. High school is a social experiment on how to deal with idiots that you're going to come in contact with in real fucking life. Past that, you could have did that on your block. Motherfuckers want these kids to be in them schools because they don't want to be bothered with their own motherfucking kids. Let's make no bones about it. I like my grandchild. I like my daughter. I was always her best teacher anyway, because she understood coming from me more than she did coming from somebody else who may or may not even like your motherfucking kids. Do you understand? I used to be a teacher. It used to be some of the little motherfuckers I could not stand. And anybody that's been a teacher will tell you, I'd like to take a hammer to this little bastard right here, but you ain't nobody gonna tell you that. Oh, we love the kids here. They're gonna do so well in my class. I tell my parents on the first day, if you don't want your kid getting shit knocked out of them, get them out of here today. I am like mama up in here. Ain't nobody grown in this motherfucker but me. And that's exactly what I would tell. I had a meeting with the parents. I didn't have a meeting with my students, the parents. And I would tell them, we finna get real black in here. So if you don't understand what that means, you can leave. This is my classroom. I will not have a child standing here telling me what they will and will not do in my class. I am here to educate your child, not babysit your child. But somehow people tend to get those two things mixed up. So when your child acts a fool in my class, I'm not going to call you off your job. You need your coins. I'm going to beat your child's ass. You got a problem with that? Take him out of my class right now. Take him out. Because this is how Miss Pat gets down. If you don't like it, there's the door. Find a new teacher. Do you know how many parents took their kids out of my class? None. Do you know how many special ed children that got moved all the way to regular ed after being in my classroom 1 year? All of them. Because other teachers put them in special ed because they just didn't like their attitudes. I told them, I'm a new school teacher for new school kids. I will fuck you up on sight. I don't give a shit. And every last one of them kids, I can bring one of my students on here right now. They tell you she ain't lying. She used to fuck me up on a regular basis. And I love that woman to this day. Because I didn't tell them no lies. And I didn't give them no wooden nickels. I didn't tell them education is all you need. Oh, baby. No, it's not. You better have some savvy and some know-how and some hustle, baby. Because ain't nobody giving you shit out here, including the education. But see, I had other teachers who felt like, it's so uncouth. You're so, yeah. But why is it that my kids can go to the bathroom by themselves, unsupervised? All of these special ed kids, y'all said, that have emotional behavior disorders can go to the bathroom unsupervised, and all these regular little motherfuckers, you got to stop, Johnny, get in line, Laura, what are you doing? But mines can walk to the bathroom and back to lunch, sit down, and bring their ass back without me. You want to know why? Because they are more afraid of what the fuck I'm going to do to them if they don't do it right. But see, that's the kind of teachers I had growing up. My teachers weren't all over us, hovering over us. Get in line. What are you doing? Who's talking back there? No. I did that to a whole entire lunch break, a whole lunch period when I would have to do lunchroom duty. You got too loud in that lunchroom. I told everybody, shut up. I don't want to hear nothing but your jaws smacking, because the only thing you got to do in this lunchroom that you have to do is feed your face. Talking is extra. You got to earn that. Since everybody in here wants to be loud, you've lost it. So feed your face. After you feed your face, put your trays up, get in line. If I hear one person talking, your lunchtime is over, and you're going back upstairs to your class. Do you know how many lunch periods I had with people complete utter silence but the principal had to come in and say, is everybody at lunch? Yeah, they in there. Miss Sanders was in there though. 200 kids eating in silence and one woman just standing there. Oh, I had haters, baby. I had principals that hated me because I had more control over their entire school than they did. I didn't understand why kids did what I said. They just must have been scared as hell of me. I don't know. I must be quite frightening to most little kids. But at the end of the day, they did what they were supposed to. That let me know that somebody at home has some type of home training. They doing that shit because these teachers ain't doing their job. Okay? Children like people who set boundaries. Children like rules, whether you believe it or not. They like trying to see how they can break the rules. But when they find out their ass might get broke, they gonna get right on the line. This bitch ain't playing with me. But believe it or not, I never had to put my hands on anybody's kids. They understood. I don't think I want to go there with this lady. And I had game bangers. I had children who were out here having as much sex as I was having as an adult. Okay? Now you know what I'm talking about when them kind of teenagers, baby. Them teenagers are the ones that smelling themselves. They want to bunk back up their parents. Shut up! Who ain't talking here? Get out of my face, Mom. Oh, I'd be done choking bitch like that. For she can say, get out of my face, her face would be on the concrete. Who the fuck you talking to? I've been whooping bitches' asses since I was in 8th grade. Who are you talking to? This your mama. Have you lost your mind? Some of these mamas has got brought up in the projects. Okay. But I'm a different type of parent. I would talk to the kids and find out exactly what's wrong. When I knew more about what was going on with my kids than their parents knew about what was going on with their kids, they would come and tell me every damn thing. And some of them had terrible stories. And some kids, yes, are in school to get away from the crazy shit that's going on at home. But that should not be the reason why the schools are back open. It should be that these kids, the way they emphasize schools, these kids in America should be brainiacs and should be able to take some of the most hardest tests and get in Ivy League schools back to the point Ivy League schools got to hold them back because there's so many smart motherfuckers. And that's not the case. America is at the bottom as far as education is concerned. So that says a lot about our system. So all of these teachers sit up here talking about, no, girl, you looking for your check. Let's keep it 100. Okay? But that's Chicago public schools. I know they on some bullshit. So the parents are probably there 15 minutes, it says, and me, and not, it wasn't about 30. Yeah. But like I said, at the end of the day, I wouldn't put my kids at risk because this shit to me seems very biblical if you're paying attention. Once upon a time, there was a plague, and people didn't listen. And then something worse happened behind that. Now you talking about putting your children out there. Reminds me of some firstborn shit that happened in Egypt. We all know how that worked out, didn't it? Quit playing with the Most High, because he ain't playing with us right now. He ain't playing no games. Now you're going to put the kids in. I said, this shit sounding very much so biblical right now. You're just going to force the kids, okay? And then when they come home in body bags, then you're going to be feeling a certain type of way. You're going to go crazy because you put yourself in that situation. All you had to do was keep them at home. Keep them at home. Because I've seen some situations where the kids went to summer camp, came back home, both parents are dead. Now who the kid got? Your crazy ass relatives that don't give a shit about them? It's a lot to think about as parents. So I wouldn't gamble my children's life on this, but we're gonna see how much these motherfuckers give a fuck about their kids. Because sorry to say, some people don't give a damn about their kids, but I give a damn about mine. And if it's something out here that's knocking people out like that, I'm not finna put no 2, 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 10-year-old, 14-year-old. The longer that they stay with you, the longer they ties to your heart is, baby. I'm not finna put them in that kind of danger. Sorry. You got me fucked up. Not something that came out of my body that I've grown with and got to know. It's bad enough trying to stay alive and make sure that they're not getting hurt out here on these streets as people who have color. And that's Puerto Ricans, black people, people of color. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sending kids out here going to school and hoping they come back home in one piece, and that these silly motherfuckers out here on this street ain't done nothing to them. Now you want to sit up here and add some sick shit to it, some health shit? No. Is the reality is that this year needs to be called a wrap. It's a wrap. This shit is too hard. This variant is too out of control right now. It's a wrap for school. They ain't going back. We'll try it again next fucking spring. That's all you're going to do, because the Most High is going to make this planet walk through this plague. You're going to walk through it. Ain't no missing it. This is karma, baby. It's payback time like a motherfucker. And people don't want to believe that. You can't go around fucking over groups of people and think that at some point it ain't going to be time to pay the piper. I'm sorry. If I got my karma back for doing something fucked up to somebody in their relationship, and all of a sudden I got my shit back in another type of situation, take that shit. I did that shit. I deserve that shit. Yeah, it hurt. But the problem is America don't want to do that. America wants to sit back and say, I never did. Well, that's what my ancestors did. It had nothing to do with me. But bitch, you done benefited off this shit all this time. That's a guilt by association, goddammit. The same shit they do to your I ain't robbed the bank, but your ass was in the car, right? And then when your ass go to jail, they say your ass was accessory. That goes for everything, sweetheart. No, your ancestors weren't the ones who did this shit, but guess what? You've been benefited off this shit for all this time. At some point, you didn't think the bill wasn't going to get called in? They're going to call, this is due. That's the reason why you don't do shit that you don't want somebody else to pay for later on. It says, my daughter went to the ER 8 months pregnant, and that's good on the first time. And then her doctor was trying to get her to go for an x-ray, and I told her to wait on her own doctor and tell that lady that, yes, they don't give pregnant women no damn x-ray. Since when? There's a lot of shit they do in these hospitals. We had a friend of mine that went to the hospital. This girl had appendicitis, and it was bad. And everybody know that shit ruptures inside of you. You done. Do you know we had an ER doctor to tell her that she just had gas? If we did not get our ass up and go to another hospital, and I'm talking about like one of the good hospitals, I'm like, no. We get the fuck up out of here. We finna go on here over here to Russia or the University of Chicago. We ain't finna be up in this whole ghetto shit. if we had took more than 10 minutes, we would have been, if we would have took 10 more minutes sitting over there, that girl would have died if we hadn't got her out of that fucking hospital and brought her over there to somebody knew what the fuck they was talking about. You have to be very careful about these people. You got to be very careful. Like I said, even with the situation with my own mom, they just want to give her a fucking cocktail. Oh, she's going to be brain dead. She's not going to remember who she was. Do you understand? In 3 days, my mother woke up and knew exactly who she was. Remember everything. Had I listened to them, I would have killed my mama with a goddamn morphine cocktail. And then once she wake up, you know, sometimes it's a 50-50. Don't 50-50 me. You gave me advice to do this to this woman. And you would have been cool with it. I got to live with that shit for the rest of my life. Thank God I sit up there and said something just ain't right with this shit. Something ain't sitting right with this shit. And I'm glad that I did it because guess what? It was against everybody in my family. Let her go. She gonna die anyway. My mom's 65 fucking years old. What the fuck is you talking about? No family, literally. Everybody was in agreement to let this woman's life extend. Just give her a cocktail, let her go on to glory. And some kept telling me this shit don't feel right. And lo and behold, I was right. Sometimes being right means you got to stand alone on some shit and not be, you know what I'm saying, the favorite. You may not be popular. You may be hated. You may be talked about. You may be ostracized. But you know what? I say to all of them motherfuckers to this day, and this reason why they can't come around me right now. That's the reason why they can't even talk to me and look me in the face. Fuck you, because I was right and you was wrong, and you can't admit it. That's the reason why you can't stand in my fucking face. You know you was ready to do this to your sister. This is my mama, but this is your sister. You known her longer than I've known her. You got to deal with that. That ain't on me. That's on you. But it is what it is. And sometimes you got to be on the unpopular side of things. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people. Everybody want to go along with the fucking program. Let's all go, you know, kumbaya down the motherfucking slaughterhouse. Nah. I'm always going to be a motherfucker that's going to sit back and ask some questions. See, that's why cops never like me. Doctors hate my ass because I'm finna ask you some real shit. I'm finna test how much you paid for your degree today. See, they didn't like me very much in the hospital at all, and they didn't like it that I didn't go home. So I was there to see everything. Ask questions. What is this? What does this do? And I'm also on my phone looking at the medicine and the side effects and everything else. No, she has lupus. You can't give that to her. She has lupus. Don't you know? Ain't you looking at a fucking chart? There was all kind of shit going on in the hospital that I was heading off to protect her. Now in this situation where you can't even have relatives in the hospital, I feel sorry for a lot of people. I really do. Because believe it or not, them motherfuckers in the hospital don't know everything. They don't. They don't. You have to be very much so watching everything that they're giving to your relative because they will kill your motherfucking relative right in front of your face. And you thinking, well, doctor, you know what's right. Oh, sure. When they just throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks. That's why I said I have another experience. I went through this before the world went through this. So my idea, I question everything. I don't trust motherfuckers like that, especially not with my peoples and my body. I just don't, because I've seen what they do. I've seen them actually damn near kill somebody and see that person is in trouble. And they take and override nurses that are saying, we stopping this right now. I got to go get a charge nurse, a head nurse to say, what the fuck is wrong with you, doctor? Pulling shit off of a patient. This is the type of shit that goes on in hospitals every day, y'all. But this is going on longer than I expected. I wanted to let you all know that, like I said, I had an off week this week, and not all the time can I do the happy joy, and party, because I'm not that type of person. I'm deeper than that. But this week was an interesting week spiritually and just watching all of this spiritually. Because like I said, sometimes you got to look at Stop looking at things with your physical eyes and look at them with your spiritual eye. What does your emotions tell you? What is your heart? What is your spirit telling you? Because when you get that thing that kind of hits you in your back, you know what I'm talking about, in your gut, that just makes your stomach hurt. That's there for a reason, because something's wrong. No, don't just use that in relationships. Please don't. Use that in reality, in dealing with anything. Anything that makes you feel like something about this shit don't. And don't be afraid to be a motherfucker that out of everybody in the group, you the motherfucker saying nah. And don't be afraid to sit up here and get out the car. If everybody in the car is like, well, we going this way. Well, bitch, goodbye. See you. Y'all call me later on. I'm going this way. The bus is always ready. I've never had a problem with people like that. Never had a problem. I've done that with friends. Friends I love dearly. We disagree. And if it means that I got to get out this car and walk my ass 50 miles back to wherever the fuck I came from, then so be it. I have done that. I've done that. To dealing with some crazy shit. Oh, you want to get out of pocket? Let me out on. Pull this motherfucker over on the next block. I will walk. This bitch has been angry enough to walk 50 miles, honey. In heels. Staving. Got to about 20 miles and said, bitch, I need somebody to pick me up. But I got walk 20 miles by my damn self. Okay. Sometimes you got to be strong enough to stand on your own and say, you know what? No. Yeah, all y'all going that way. Even if I got to be by myself, I'll take that road. That's why I said inside devil judge. What that woman did was something I would have did. If I'm looking at my options and none of the options are good, take the play out. Take my own play out. Take myself out the game. I've even done that in relationships. You don't give me ultimatum. I don't do well with ultimatums. I don't know about you, but I don't do well with motherfuckers saying either do this or you do that or that. Or what? I've been without a job before. I've been hungry before. I've been without a car before. I done seen that motherfucker get picked up and took away by the repo man. Hell, I've been kicked out of apartments. What the fuck else can you do to me before? You think I'm gonna fucking fall out and roll on the ground? I'm just keeping it 100. See, they don't understand black people's plight. We done been through some shit. Black and brown people, we done been through some shit. Well, you said your credit's gonna go down. Bitch, my credit been fucked up for years. Is that all you can say? You ain't gonna come over here. Lord, I don't give a fuck what you say. You ain't gonna whip my ass. Because then we going into a whole nother ball game. And right about now, I'm about ready to crack some motherfucking skulls. So let's do this. See, they ain't ready to go into all of that. But if you want to try to crush somebody financially, you need to try to crush people who ain't never been there, done that. Because once you've been there, done that, you know what it is to have, you know what it is not to have. That sound does not scare a person like that much. It don't. Because see, people get to be inventive. We start hustling, baby. Mama know how to slang this and this and that. I know how to do this. I ain't gonna talk about it on no back. I'm talking about, hey, I know how to make this. I know how to do this. I know how to braid some motherfucking hair. These bitches, no matter what's going on outside, is going to be a raggedy bitch and I always want her hair slayed. I know how to do some shit to make your money, get some money quick. It ain't got to be about selling drugs, baby. That's when you start finding out your gifts. So when people start talking about what they ain't going to do and what they're going to take away from you, if you live in the ghetto and in the hood, we've been there, done that. A lot of us. I might look like I get it. Hey, everything. Took a lot of work. A lot of work. And I've had done a lot of work for a lot of people, been excellent workers for people, and watched people stab me in the back. So I know about stab. I know about starting over. You ain't scaring me with that shit. Anybody that's grown knows that. But anyway, y'all, I'm finna let y'all all go. I am out of here. I will talk to you all next Saturday. Y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy your weekend. And like I said, today everything is good in your house and inside your realm of the world. Thank the Most High. Thank Him. Give Him credit where credit is due, y'all. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye bye, everybody.